is enough said.
Happy Taco Tuesday, Heat Nation. Yo boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. We really appreciate it, you guys. If you could like the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel as we push for 5,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone that supports this channel, and let's rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Got an interesting topic for you guys today. Want to talk about the NBA media and some comments that were recently said. Now, I know a few people have spoken about this already, but I wanted to give you guys my opinion. Brian Windhorst, I'm sure you know who Brian Windhorst is, but if you guys don't know, he's LeBron's puppet, basically. He's LeBron's suitcase, LeBron's follower. This is a guy that's been following LeBron since his high school career. Heat fans probably know Brian Windhorst because he was down here for Miami for 4 years when LeBron was here. As I said, LeBron's suitcase. Where LeBron goes, he used to go. But now he's one of the most established and known journalists in the NBA community. He's on ESPN. Remember that word, ESPN. Remember that company, because ESPN has a problem with the Miami Heat, I feel. I've been talking about this for years now. If you've been following me for the last few years, you know my thoughts on ESPN and why I feel they don't really like the Miami Heat. For those of you that don't remember, I'll kind of explain to you. Back in 2022, the Miami Heat were the first seed in the Eastern Conference, and the Phoenix Suns were the first seed in the Western Conference. Now, Phoenix, they did have a nice little comfortable lead in the first while the Miami Heat were battling for the first seed. But the Heat pretty much held the first seed the whole season. They were dominating, especially, and even there were times when Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo just weren't playing. There were stretches where both of them were injured, and the team was being carried by Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus. Bunch of undrafted guys were leading the team as the first seed. And ESPN were saying back then that the Miami Heat is a fake first seed. They're not a real first seed like the Phoenix Suns. Well, that aged well, because later on in the season, Phoenix Suns were bounced in the second round while the Miami Heat were one shot away from the NBA Finals. Shows you how much ESPN knows, okay? But it's been way before that, you guys. The last time that ESPN were on the Miami Heat bandwagon was when LeBron was here. You guys remember that 27-game magical winning streak. You couldn't get the Miami Heat off of ESPN. Then LeBron leaves, and we become the redheaded stepchild. Now, the main reason for that, you guys, it's been reported by a lot of people in the past. Ethan Skolnick has said this. Ira Winderman has said this. A lot of people have said this. ESPN doesn't really mess with the Miami Heat because the Miami Heat keeps everything close to the cup. They don't report everything. They're not a dramatic organization. They don't go feeding for the story. They don't tell ESPN things that are happening within the team. They keep everything inside, as an organization should. There's a lot of teams out there that leak information all the time to Woj. But the Miami Heat don't do that. We're a family organization. We keep things close to the cup. We don't expose drama. That's why ESPN doesn't like the Heat. That's why ESPN is always talking about the Lakers all the time, because that team is centered around drama. The Heat don't do that. The Heat's chill. The Heat's just like, when they had the argument in the bench a few years ago where Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra were fighting on the bench, and ESPN were going crazy because yes, this means the Miami Heat's going to blow up. What does it mean, Spo? And then they got so excited looking for drama, and Spo was like, oh, we were just trying to see where we were going to have dinner tonight. That's a Tuesday for the Miami Heat. ESPN hates that shit. They want drama. They want problems within the organization so they can talk about it all day. And the Heat don't give them that. So anytime the ESPN has an opportunity to bash the Miami Heat or give a little gut shot, they'll do it. Brian Windhorst was on the Pat McAfee show. And Brian Windhorst said on the Pat McAfee show, now for those of you that don't remember, the recent Team USA game, Jason Tatum was benched. He wasn't brought out there. Mainly the reason why was because apparently South Sudan's players doesn't have a lot of wing players, and Steve Kerr was saying, look, we just didn't feel that Jason Tatum would be right for this game. It's Jason Tatum. I mean, if you have Jason Tatum on your team, you play him. But as we've said before, this is Team USA. This is the Avengers. Tyrese Halliburton isn't playing. So the internet went crazy, especially Heat fans were trolling like crazy because, Heat fans are pretty upset right now with everything that's going on in the organization. So if they can find an opportunity to mock or laugh for a moment, why the hell not? You do you, boo-boo. But I'm going to read this quote right now because Brian Windhorst was on the Pat McAfee show and he quoted, South Sudan's got a bunch of athletic wing players. Jason Tatum's going to be out there. They're going to be switching all those screens because he's got to play the perimeter. There may be a guy like Bam Adebayo that gets benched in that game. End quote. Why? Why? Like, seriously, why say a guy like Bam Adebayo is going to get benched in that game? Bam Adebayo is a guy that can guard any position. He guards 1 through 5. And you know what, y'all? This is exactly the reason why Bam Adebayo does not win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know if it's because he plays for the Miami Heat. I don't know if it's because they don't just give him the respect he deserves. Bam Adebayo doesn't average 3 steals a game. He doesn't average 3 block shots a game. But what he does out there doesn't show in the box score. Bam Adebayo makes your life a living hell. He defends like Dennis Rodman. Not, as weird, but as hard. He's a hardcore defender. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. He has deserved Defensive Player of the Year for multiple years now. But he doesn't get it because of 2 things. He plays for the Miami Heat and because his stats aren't sexy. If Bam Adebayo averaged over 2 block shots a game, over a steal a game, he'd win Defensive Player of the Year. Last year, he averaged about 19 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. Being the disruptor he is on defense, being an all-star, being an all-NBA defensive first-team player, Bam Adebayo should have been Defensive Player of the Year again. But ESPN's never going to give it to him. I mean, if he gets Defensive Player of the Year, you guys, it's because he has a breakout season. And how beautiful would it be if Bam Adebayo uses something like this as motivation going into the 2025 season? Because you see, you guys, here in Miami Heat Talk, the way that Ernest is, I take a negative and I turn it into a positive. I look at things with a glass half full mentality because that's how you have to look at it in life. That's how you have to be in life, in my opinion. So I'm going to look at a comment like this and I'm going to think, all right, Bam, he's coming back from Team USA. He's playing with Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, to name a few. He's playing with some of the all-elite NBA players. He's learning from guys like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. I'm sure they're showing him certain things. He's picking up certain things. Bam Adebayo is as real as it gets. And I am predicting that this year, ladies and gentlemen, Bam Adebayo is going to have a breakout season. He's already upgraded his 3-point shot. He's added it to his arsenal. We've been clamoring for this for years. If Bam Adebayo can attempt about 3 3-point shots a game, hit 1 to 2 threes a game, he can get his points per game from 19 to 20, which is what he usually averages, to about 23 to 24 points a game. I'm predicting for the 2025 season, ladies and gentlemen, and you heard it here first. I may be wrong, and you know what? It'll age well, but for right now, I'm going to be optimistic. I say for the 2025 season, we're going to see a Bam Adebayo average about 24.2 points a game, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.5 blocks per game. If Bam Adebayo can get his numbers to that, I guarantee he's going to be a shoo-in for Defensive Player of the Year. So, Bam, this is a challenge for you, brother. You may watch this channel. You may not. My channels get thousands of views. Who knows? This is the channel that talks about these guys. Maybe they do watch it. So if you watch this, Bam, I challenge you. Take a quote like this. Now look, it may not be disrespectful. Brian Windhorst didn't say anything disrespectful about Bam Adebayo. He just said that Bam may get benched. But I want Bam to look at that as, no, you shouldn't look at me as a player that gets benched. I'm elite. I should be a player that's out there every day because of what I do out there on the floor. Bam Adebayo is needed not because he can put the ball in the basket only, but because of what he does defensively. He is one of the best defensive players in the NBA. Joel Embiid had to be taken out early for guys like Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo to get in. That should tell you something. So I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. Do you think that ESPN is the real reason why Bam Adebayo hasn't won these awards? They're big in the media. They control a lot of the things. Do you think they have something to do with it? And do you think that this is going to be a breakout season for Bam Adebayo? Let me know in the comments, what do you think Bam Adebayo is going to average this season, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like the video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much that tuned in. Hope you enjoyed this one. I know it's the slow time of the season, y'all. I know we're in the off season. I know everything's tough right now. Stay with me. Keep that positivity going. And remember, you guys, whatever's going on in life, whether you're upset, angry, sad, remember, if you woke up today, you've already won. God loves you. I love you. Enjoy your life. Stay positive. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said. Yeah, buddy. Let's go.